Hey, what is up everybody? Zero Fats here coming at you on behalf of AdventuresOnTheRiver.com and Affiliate Command. Excuse me, kind of got a little bit of a cold going on. Matter of fact, this is the second time I tried to shoot this video talking about systems. I want to talk to you guys about systems and putting systems in place. Hold on, just let me get my water, guys. Alright, sorry about that. First time, I went off on this wild rant. I was on my van, I tried to talk about it. I went off on this wild rant, you know, about the Kids' Choice Awards for Nickelodeon, of all things. Of all things. But it's crazy, the things that upset people and make them just mad. Like you could make like a coffee table book about the things that upset people. They're so random and various. But I'm not going to get into the Kids' Choice Awards. I don't want to do another half-hour video of me ranting about the Kids' Choice Awards. If you want to hear that video, just let me know in the comment section. I'll put it up on my blog or something. Okay, so the last couple days I spent in the hospital with my son. You know, he had an asthma attack, and he was we had to get him better. We had to figure out what medicines were the right combination of medicines to get him better. So asthma sucks, man. Asthma sucks. We all have things we're dealing with. You know, my son has to deal with that. But I feel blessed because I could spend those 2 days in the hospital with my son, and I could dedicate 100% of my time with him and not have to worry about, calling in sick, answering to somebody, worrying about if I was still going to have a job after all this was over. I didn't have to worry about that stuff. I mean, the most I did for business was I had my tablet with me, so I checked a couple of emails, and customers who were having a little problem here and there, I fixed them for them. No big deal. Things I could just do from my tablet real easy. But like 100% of my time was just dedicated towards hanging out with my son and helping get him better. So cool. How can I do that? How does that work? First of all, it's a really good feeling to be able to dedicate that much time to your family and not have to worry about your job, because I've been there where you have to worry about your job and you're worried about what's going to happen. And it comes down to like having some systems in place to where like your business still works even if you're not present. Okay, you might have heard about that before, stepping outside of your business so that you can work on your business and not work in your business. Because when you're working in your business, you're kind of like an employee for yourself. Right? You're kind of like your own employee. But if you can step outside of your business a little bit, you can actually work on the business. You can look at the forest from up above and you can see the whole thing instead of being stuck in the middle of the forest and just trying to fight your way out all the time. So that's kind of what this video is about. I want to show you a simple system so you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, because when I did a lot of self-fulfilled, when I did Amazon self-fulfillment, when I didn't do a lot of Amazon FBA, I did self-fulfillment, and like it was, I was working in the business, right? Constantly shipping out orders. Very, very stressful, very, you just got to be on top of it, man. If I spent 2 days with my son in the hospital and I was doing a ton of self-fulfillment inventory, like I would have been behind on orders. I would have had orders that were behind. I would have got dinged on it, right? But because of these systems I'm talking about that don't have anything to do with Amazon and self-fulfillment and all that stuff, I'm talking about online internet marketing type businesses that you can somewhat automate, really, by just putting these systems in place. So I want to show you what I'm talking about and stop rambling on about it. I want to conceptually show you what I'm talking about, and then we're going to talk about problems, things that might limit you, things that might make you feel like, oh dude, I can't do that. It's fine for you, but I can't do it. I don't know how to do all that. We'll talk about those too. So this video might get a tiny bit long. We'll see. We're still going to just keep it conceptual, not get too crazy in depth, but keep it somewhat conceptual, because things are cool when they're conceptual. It gives people inspiration. It gives them hope that they can do those things also. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. The first part's going to be easy. All you need is a word processing program like Microsoft Word, okay, or whatever. I'm going to use like the baseball strategies niche, right? We're just talk about baseball, you know. And I don't mean to alienate any women out there who don't like baseball. I'm just using it as an example. I'm going to use baseball strategies as my niche, okay? So we'll start with a Word document, and I'm just gonna put it over here like this, okay? Okay, and what I want on that Word document, my focus is I want about 20 or 30. Let's say 30. Let's say 30 one-page chapters, okay? And I don't say 30 one-page articles, okay? I'm not saying 30 one-page articles, okay? I'm saying 30 one-page chapters, okay? They can all be from the same book. As a matter of fact, it's better if they are from the same book. 30 one-page articles, okay? Very short little articles, all linked together, all right? They're all linked together. Let me show you the gist of this. So you got here in our little diamond, we got 30 one-page articles. No. Let's not even call them articles. One-page chapters. So like, you know, chapters in a book, they're sequential, right? You read one, then you go on to the next one, then you go on to the next one, then you go on to the next one. Pretty soon you're at the end of the book. Well, look, let's have a goal right off the bat of 30 of those. 30 of those little one-page. Matter of fact, they don't even have to be a whole page. Don't let it overwhelm you. It could just be a couple paragraphs. Okay. Now let's say our thing is baseball strategies. Now I want to maybe focus. I want to focus on like with my emails. And yeah, I just let the cat out of the bag, didn't I? I'm sorry. So these 30 one-page chapters are emails. They're going to be emails, but we're not messing with anything but our Word document right now, okay? We're writing our little emails in a Word document, and we want about 30 of them, okay? The idea is they're going to be like, you know, your emails as a whole, the 30. I want you to look at this 30 emails as like a product in and of itself, okay? It's its own thing. It's its own entity, all right? It has a purpose, but you're building a little bit of an engine with this 31-page chapters, okay? And the chapters, they're going to be sequential, you know, like let's say we're doing baseball strategies, you know, I'm gonna start at the beginning, right? Chapter 1, and I'm going to go up. I'm going to have all the way to a climax, and I'm going to have an ending to my story, right? I have an ending to my story, you know, and these are all going to be little emails along the way. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so like, cool. We're going to have about 30 of them in there. That's great. 30 half to one-page emails, okay? Don't look at them like emails, because I know you're thinking, I don't know how to write emails that sell stuff. It's intimidating. Don't look at it like that. We're going to look at it like a story, okay? It's a story, and it's going to have its own climax and its own conclusion, and it's going to be broken up into emails, and the emails are going to be like chapters. Now look, every one of these chapters is going to tell a little bit more of the story. And what is the story? Okay, the story is going to be like a non-fiction, okay? It's going to be a non-fiction. It's going to be a how-to book. It's going to be a how-to book about baseball strategies, right? And each little page, right, each little thing, it's going to give another little bit about baseball strategies, right? You know, let's say this first one, you want to talk about an overview, right? Because you're getting ready to go in this big long email sequence, you did a little overview. And then at the end of your little overview, you say, you know, hey, make sure you check back tomorrow where I'm going to be getting in depth with the first major thing of baseball strategies. How to swing to where your baseball averages, your batting average is over 300 every time, right? That's come back tomorrow for that, right? And you're going to put that little bit at the end of the chapter, okay? Cool. So that's fine, and that's all you got to do is map this out in a WordPress. Just not a WordPress. Map this out in a Word document, okay? 30 of these little emails. Cool. Don't look at them like emails. Don't look at them like emails if it's going to limit you, if it's going to make you think, I can't do this, how do I do this, and you start running to the internet and trying to figure out how other people are writing emails, and you're finding all these weird email templates and stuff. Don't look at it like that if that's what happens, okay? I want you to look at it more like a story that has a beginning, a climax, and an end. And it's sequential, it's non-fiction, and in our case, it's about baseball strategies. Okay, so cool. Let's leave that over there. So this is our first thing that we built, and that's great. I'm going to leave that right there. So the next thing we're going to build is, look, here's something you're going to need. You're going to need a little hosting, okay? Now if you can get it for free, fine, get it for free. Most of us who make money online have to pay a little bit of money for hosting. And you don't look at it like, oh my gosh, I got to pay for something online. I don't want to do that. I want everything to be free. You have to look at it like you're investing in your business. Okay? If you want to make something work, sometimes you have to invest a little bit of money into it. And that's just the way it is. Now, when it comes to investing money in things like this, okay, it's important for you to write down what you've invested, keep track of it, and in a year's time, when you're doing your taxes again next year, look at it. How much return on my investment did I get for investing in that? Okay, how much return on my investment did I get for investing in hosting? Did it work out for me? Okay, and if it didn't work out for you, if you just wasted money on hosting, then what you do is you figure out why it didn't work out for you, or you shut it down and move on to the next thing. Right, and that's the simple fact of the matter. So the next thing is, now, I want you to understand something. We're working backwards a little bit here. Okay, we're working backwards because that's how you do it. Alright, this isn't the way the money is going to come to you. This is reversed from how the money is going to come to you. But we'll see it all at the end and you'll understand, okay? So the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need some hosting and you're going to need a domain name, right? Because you're going to need a place, right? Now forget about a blog. You don't need a blog. This system's not going to have a blog. Now, blogs are great, but we're not going to get that complicated, okay? We're going to make a simple system that's going to be automated. It's going to make you money. And that's what I want to show you, a simple system that will work even when you can't be inside of it, okay? So the next thing we want, and we'll call this our little guy right there. This is going to be a simple, okay, opt-in page. Alright, now this opt-in page doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It really doesn't. Matter of fact, it's better if it's not spectacular. It's better if it's very simple. Look at Google, the most popular search engine in the world, and when you go to google.com, what do you see? You see a simple search box and then like a little Google logo above it. It's very simple. People really appreciate that. This is what makes people go to Google so much, I believe, instead of like Yahoo or Bing or any of these other search engines, because it's so simple. The design is elegant and just very, very simple. So keep that in mind, you know. So you got your hosting, you got your domain name, alright, and the domain name, listen dude, it doesn't matter as much what the domain name is, as long as it's congruent with what you're doing. If you know you're working in baseball strategies, then the domain name can just be like baseballstrategies.com or something. It doesn't matter. Or like camsbaseballstrategies.com, zerofatsbaseballstrategies.com. That's it. That's simple. Now look, don't get intimidated by the fact that we just bought a domain name. You spent, $5 or $10 on a domain name. You got it for a year. Okay? We can evaluate it in a year and see if it's made you money. Alright? And if it hasn't made you money, just shut it down. Alright? So you got the domain name. And don't get intimidated because we're not going to put a giant website on it. Okay? We're going to start with one page. Alright? And it's an opt-in page. Alright, so cool. The next thing we're going to build, and I kind of did this backwards because we really should have built this other thing before we even worried about the Optin page. But the next thing you're going to build is you're going to build a little ebook or a little special report, right? And this could be real simple, like 5 ways to improve your swing, right? This is we're going to call this our ethical bribe. Alright? I'm going to put a big E right there because that stands for ebook. Alright? And maybe it's just like a PDF, simple special report, 5 ways to improve your swing. And because we're in baseball strategies, 5 ways to improve your swing makes sense. Okay, cool. So, when people come to your little Optin page, they're going to see, here's what they're going to see on the Optin page, right? Very simple. A little picture of the cover of 5 ways to improve your swing. It's a little picture, and then a little place to put in their email, right? To get this for free, right? Get this free. Join my newsletter. Get this free, join my newsletter. Enter your email. Boom. Right? So that's what that page kind of looks like, right? That's kind of like the blown up version of, very, very simple. A little page, a little cover of your ebook, and a little, thing to get it, sign up to get it, and cool. And once they get it, they're on your list, right? We're going to get into what happens here in a minute. So let's go a little bit farther down the road. So here, right now, what we have is a system, alright? Now these 30 articles that you wrote, what we're going to do is we're going to load them into an autoresponder. And what is an autoresponder? An autoresponder, if you don't know what that is, that's basically a service that lets you schedule emails. It lets you line up like 30 or 40 or 100 emails. Then as soon as someone joins your email list, it starts them on that sequence of emails. That's awesome, right? It's awesome. You just have the people who sign up for your email list today, sign up for your newsletter today, they get set on that whole path of 30 or 40 emails today. And then next week, if someone joins your email list, they get set on that same path. And in our case, we know that path is like a 30-chapter book. It's got an overview, it's got a climax, it's got a middle, it's got an end. It's 30 chapters, right? And everybody who joins our email list is going to go on this adventure, this 30-page book. All right? Pretty cool. All right, so let's overview really quick. So someone comes to the opt-in, right? And they sign up to get the 5 ways to improve your swing ebook, all right? And as soon as they do, we're going to call this EC. That's our email campaign. All right. As soon as they sign up to get this book, what's going to happen is they get placed in an email campaign, right? And that's that 30 emails that you wrote in the Word document. Okay, does that make sense? 30 of them. Boom. Now listen. Let's take a break for a second. Let's talk about costs real quick. Okay. Now, to get this hosting and to get this domain set up, you're going to pay a little bit of money for hosting. So I think you can go to justhost.com, it's where I host with. It's like $250 a month or something. Sign up for a month or two, spend $5. Not very big of an investment, see if you can make it work. You see, by the time you get your hosting and get your domain name, you should already have this ethical bribe done, okay? And you should already have these 30 emails written in a Word document. Those things should already be done. Alright, so what that equals is you're not wasting very much time, right? By the time you pay for your hosting, by the time you pay for your domain name, you've already got things ready to go. All you have to do is build the simple web page. All you have to do is insert your ebook or your special report. all you have to do is insert your emails into your autoresponder. So okay, so let's look at cost again. So you're gonna have to get the hosting, you're gonna have to get the domain name, and you're gonna have to sign up for the autoresponder. Okay? Now, for a system like this, I don't recommend you use MailChimp per se, because yeah, you can get free email service with MailChimp, but you can only do broadcast messages. With this little system, right off the bat, we have a 30 email campaign that we want people to get as soon as they join our list. So, you know, that doesn't work. You need the autoresponder. So look, you can go to Aweber. Okay, Aweber will give you a month for $1. All right. Then after that, it's going to be like 19 bucks. So here's where it's at. You know, you got a month to make back your 20 bucks. You got a month to make back your little hosting and your little domain fee. That's, you want to recoup, right? You want to recoup. So the idea is you pay $1 for the first month on Aweber, and then by the end of that month, when you have to pay $19, this little 30-page chapter thing is already making you money. So you're good to go. It's okay. It's okay that it costs $20 a month because it's making you money every month, right? Okay, so here's what we have so far. I hope this doesn't look too confusing. This is a simple system. Now, how are we getting traffic here to where it's just automated, it's coming, no big deal?